If you want to check out different content from myself, I've just set up a second channel where I'm going to post fitness and things. The link for that will be in the description. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to look at some potential starter players for FIFA 21. Hopefully the demo will come out soon, as well as the full database, so we can do proper FIFA 21 videos. But until then, we are left with a little bit of speculation and a limited database. Now, the players on show today are going to be ranging from the likes of MALEN, who is primarily a starter player. We're talking first day you will be able to go out and pick up MALEN. Yeah, he might be a few thousand coins because of course, his pace and his dribbling. However, you should be able to generate enough coins in your first day, or first 2 days at least, to pick up this type of player. And the same goes for our next player, which is a Newcastle cam, ALMIRON. Now, these, like I said, are in the first day, first few hours of you picking up the game. These are the type of players you're going to be looking for. As we progress through the list, and in fact our next two players, you may then think, well, they're not going to be obtainable for me in the first couple of hours, and that's true. We're going to range from the likes of ALMIRON up to Rodrygo here. Yes, he's lower rated at 79, or maybe, actually, no, he's higher rated, isn't he, by 1. But he's still going to be triple, even quadruple the price of the likes of MALEN and ALMIRON, as is our next player. But this list isn't just for those of you who are looking for the first hour, the first day. You may be looking for the first week, the first 2 weeks. TRAORE is going to be one of those cards that has a pretty big price tag. But beware, and I'm going to give you some advice here or there during this video as well. Beware of players like TRAORE, because even though he is a fantastic starter player, he's only 79 rated, he's got insane pace, dribbling, and he's got that physical. Beware of his price drop. At some point, TRAORE will fall off a cliff. He'll go from being double figures down to very low single figures. MINAMINO is my next player. We've already mentioned him before as being a potential super sub right at the beginning, or maybe even a player on your right hand side. MINAMINO won't be expensive at the very beginning of the game, has enough pace and dribbling about him as well. Into the 82 rated player, CARRASCO. Still at Atletico, great pace, good weak foot and skill moves with decent dribbling, good shooting as well. You could arguably use him as a striker if need be, if you don't have that many options. Strikers will likely be more expensive, so maybe playing him on 7 chem wouldn't be a bad option. NERES, there are rumours of him being non-rare. I don't think he will be. I think he'll be a rare. He has good pace. He has very good dribbling. Of course, he has the 5-star skills as well. Yes, he's lower rated. We're not going in order of rating here. We're not all going to talk about attackers either. We will feature some midfielders and a few defenders here or there as well. NERES will be one of those players with great links that should go into your starter team, as should Pulisic. Not because of the links, because the American link isn't really that great, although there are a couple of decent players out there you could link to, but Premier League links are going to be obviously key. So he's not going to be the cheapest because of that, but I definitely think that non-rare side of him will make him a little bit cheaper than if he was a rare. Alphonso Davies is likely to be quite an expensive fullback at the very beginning of the game until some informs and scream cards and what have you start creeping up. But I still think he's one of those players you should probably look to pick up. Not soon, but if you have a Bundesliga team, I think it would make sense to pick him up at some point. Pepe is going to be a player that has a high price tag, and by that I mean about 20k, for quite a long time, I would have thought. At the very beginning of the game, I am predicting between 5 and 10,000 coins, but then I think he'll creep up to about 14 to 20,000 coins. And I think he'll stay there for a while because he's got decent pace, he's got good dribbling, he has the Premier League links. NAVAS at right back should be fairly expensive, but I've got a funny feeling you might be able to pick him up quite cheap. But I have a reason for that. We don't know his stamina just yet, so that could be a defining factor. If his stamina is low, you obviously don't really care about him. But in terms of a very capable right back, I think he is one. Moving on to a player that last season held a price of 60,000 coins for a good few months. Bale, 5-star, 5-star. It's invaluable in this game. They've downgraded him a fair bit, to be fair, but still, he has that pace. He has the ability to play on both feet. And of course, he has very good dribbling as well as the excellent links. Left wing, bit of a change this year, but still. Naby Keita is one of those players that I don't think will be expensive from start to finish, but definitely has a part to play in the very beginning of your game. In a 4-2-3-1, for example, we don't know what formation will be people will be using, but in a 4-2-3-1 as the sort of roaming central midfield player, with that higher dribbling, he should be a good player. Vinicius Jr. will likely be quite expensive. Him and Rodrygo, of course, have that sort of... They have that strong link going. Not that you can really link those together, but people will have that in their mind. Only 80 rated, sure. 5-star skills, yes. Great pace, great dribbling. He will be an expensive card. And again, like TRAORE, beware of the drop-off because it will come. Coutinho is a player that I'm probably going to look to pick up as soon as possible. He will be one of the first players that I review. I'm a big fan of Coutinho in real life. Even though I'm a Liverpool fan and I should hate him, I don't. And I think he has good prospects in FIFA 21. He doesn't quite have the pace, but he has that insane dribbling. Another player that could be pretty good this year, actually, is Wilfried Zaha. Yes, he's a left mid. Is he playing there in real life? No, he's actually playing as a striker in a 2-striker formation with Ayew, but still... EA don't know football, obviously, so they've put him as a left mid. But either way, that could go to his advantage. He could actually be a little bit cheaper than many would expect, but I don't know, I'll have to wait and see. Gareth Bale now at Spurs is going to be a very expensive player. I think Gareth Bale at Real Madrid would have not been that expensive. He would have had a price to him, of course, but that card is looking pretty nice for an 83. So I would definitely recommend anyone who has the ability to pick him up very early on to give him a go. And again, he will be one of the first players I review. Costa, I think this goes without saying, really. And we're going to get into the slightly higher rated players in just a second because I have two from one club that they're just go-tos every year. Costa's going to be one of those very high-paced, skillful players with insane dribbling that definitely has a price tag. His shooting will let him down, but still a player you should look to pick up. Mertens, they've not chopped his legs off, but they have downgraded his pace slightly. If he continues to play the way that he started the season for Napoli today, he could get himself a January upgrade, but that's a little ways away. But still, a very good player that you'll probably look to be spending about 40,000 coins on. But again, a player that is very sought after and links to this guy, Insigne. Every single year, you'll be looking for around, 70,000 coins for Insigne. I'm not sure he'll have that price tag this year because he's not quite as good as he was last year. But given the fact that the meta should be very similar to FIFA 20, Insigne will be a very good player that you could look to pick up quite early on. And that, my friends, is going to complete the list of the players you could pick up very early on in FIFA. Now, like I said, they range from day 1, first hour, all the way to week 1, week 2. I would have more in here. It would be a far more comprehensive list. However, these are the official players we have the ratings for. I could have gone out and speculated and thought, well, I know of a particular player who will probably be good in the game, but we don't know his rating yet. I will do that when the full database is released by EA. I'm not going to do it beforehand because it's just, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter because it's not real. It's just my opinion and prediction. This is real. We know this. Okay, so there we go. If you could pick one player from the entire list to be in your team when you load up the account, who would it be and why? If you have enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.